Ladies and gentlemen, Saunch here. Welcome back to the Bodybuilding News Network. We have lots of fun topics to talk about in today's episode. Things of that nature. Neil Curry prepping for the Olympia, 11 weeks out. Looking forward to seeing him look phenomenal coming to the Olympia season. Wesley Vissers dominates the France Pro in the Classic Physique division. Qualified for the Olympia. Where do you think he's going to place? Brett Wilkins, 6 weeks out from his next show, potentially the last chance for him to qualify for the 2022 Olympia in Las Vegas, Nevada, as it returns to Las Vegas. Justin Rodriguez, 1 week out from the Legion Sport Fest in Reno, Nevada, only 3.5 hours away from me. Should I drive there and commentate in person? Let me know down below. And finishing off with Roelly Winklaar, the beast from the Netherlands, potentially retired. Looking at some most recent physique updates, it is possible that he is looking towards retirement along with some of the other gentlemen in his age bracket. A changing of the guard potentially. Let me know down below your guys' thoughts. But besides that, make sure you guys check out bodybuildingnews.net for all the merch. And if you want to support this channel, you can do so that way. But if you don't want to spend any money, you can always share this video. A share is free and it helps the channel grow. Consider subscribing. But let's go ahead and start off with Neil Curry. Like I said, I'll never get over saying that. Neil Curry, just under 11 weeks out from the Mr. Olympia. He competed at the New York Pro, getting beat out just barely, just a few points off from winning that show, second or third, right? And then coming into the Pittsburgh Pro, ended up winning that show, which is a phenomenal showing from him. I actually just saw a video on his channel, on his Instagram page, where I was comparing him to a modern mass monster in the Classic Physique. You know, the legs, shoulders, the density. It's very aesthetic, but also very reminiscent of what you would want to see in the open class for a bodybuilder, for a mass monster. I'm assuming he took it in stride. He took it in a good way, as that was my intention, was to give praise to Neil Curry. One of my favorite Classic Physique competitors ever since seeing him originally on Nick Strength and Power's channel just a few years ago, showing off the crazy legs that Neil Curry has. To speak on his legs, honestly, I think that's going to be helping him separate himself from the competition at this year's Olympia. We have a lot of great competitors coming into the Olympia this year, a lot of returning favorites. The top 5 is going to be a hard battle for Neil, but I definitely think it's possible for him to land definitely in the top 10, but potentially in the top 6 if he really shows up. Now, I will say as a caveat, love Neil Curry. Historically, he has had health issues. I believe it's something to do with his gut. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please do it down below. That does worry me as he comes into the Olympia. He's going to be prepping harder than ever because the Olympia is the Olympia, and they want to show up proper. Anyways, just having fun, guys. But looking forward to Neil Curry competing at the Olympia, just under 11 weeks out. Best of luck to Neil Curry. Wesley Vissers? Let me know down below. The Vintage Genetics, as he goes by. Also from the Netherlands, I do believe. Just won the France Pro, the inaugural IFBB France Pro Yamamoto Cup, potentially. I'm not sure what they're calling it just yet, but he won Classic Physique division moving into the Olympia. I'm wondering if he's going to try taking just a small little break, but probably not. 10 weeks out, he's probably going to try to maintain, cruise, potentially. Not too sure on the strategy from him and his team over there in the EU, European Union, or is it the UE? European. Anyways, words are hard. Letters are hard. Looking forward to him doing well, and so is Totoro. Looking forward to Wesley Vissers stepping on stage at the Olympia. What are your predictions on Wesley Vissers competing at the Olympia? Historically, I like to say historically, he's kind of been shafted, in my opinion. When you look at the judging, the judges don't really know what to do with him. He is so reminiscent of the blood and guts, the nuts and bolts of classic physique, looking very similar to potentially a larger Arnold Schwarzenegger in some ways. Definitely in the calves department, no shade to the Austrian Oak. He has been shafted, in my opinion, from the judging, and that could lead into potentially another unfavorable placing for him at this year's Olympia. Let me know your thoughts down below, and let's move in to Brett Wilkin. No S at the end. I know I used to say Brett Wilkins. Wilkin coming out of the shadows of his offseason into a surprising prep announcement 6 weeks out from his next show. Do let me know down below what show it is. I'm sure I could do the math on the calendar, but it's always fun if you guys just tell me what it is instead. Looking at his most recent physique updates as we hop over to Instagram, I like what I'm seeing here. He's definitely big. Not a lot of lines, if we're being honest, but 6 weeks out, he still has a lot of time. I'm sure he's still, looking very full, which is an interesting strategy. Typically, correct me if I'm wrong, but you want to deplete and then fill up in that last week. But I'm not a professional. I'm not a coach. I'm barely even an amateur, not even an NPC card. So hard for me to give him critiques, but my eye is telling me he has just a little bit more to go if he's looking at winning a show and qualifying for the Olympia, which is, I'm assuming, his strategy. I do believe he's still with the hostile team, so it's always good for him to bring that momentum with the brand, with the team over there, with Fuad and people of that likes. Looking forward to seeing him on stage in just 6 weeks' time. Under 6 weeks, actually. Justin Rodriguez, somebody who, people said what they wanted to say after the New York Pro. They said he looked tired. He said people said he looked, off. His body was not responding to the dieting. He came in phenomenal shape for the Arnold Classic in Ohio in March. Probably the best conditioning we've seen from Justin here. And moving into the New York Pro was not what we wanted to see from him. Very soft looking, potentially even a little bit of distension in the gut, and some very questionable looking shoulders. I've heard people say, I didn't think they were too big of an issue compared to, some of the other people. We have, we have people in the top 3 of the Olympia, a couple people in the top 3 with very questionable body parts and injection sites. I'll leave it there, but Justin, I don't think is that noticeable. His shoulders, at least in this most recent physique update from September 9th, I thought they looked good. They didn't look too blown out. They didn't look questionable. They didn't look bumpy. Expect him to be in that top 2, top 3, battling it out. We will come out with a prediction video and a complete lineup. I know Mark's Max Muscle has already posted his. Please do check it out. I think he did a great job. I always enjoy watching Mark's videos, but mine will come out probably tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. That'll come out on Thursday. And finishing it off, Roelly Winklaar. We talked about it briefly in the introduction. Will Roelly Winklaar announce his retirement? If we're being honest, if he can come into the Olympia and not look anything like himself, a shell of himself, bloated, midsection distended, not conditioned at all, and still place 11th, I don't see why he wouldn't want to continue competing, especially when you think of him placing 9th at Romania, behind, people that have never even been on the Olympia stage. For him to be 11th, I thought was a very interesting call from the judging panel. I didn't care too much of it at the time, but it definitely raises an eyebrow on how you can place 9th against, inferior competitors. I hate to say it like that. I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say. And then to come against, some of the best in the world, people that have won shows, and for him to beat out a lot of them, I think is interesting, an interesting decision from the judging panel at the Olympia committee. Now, let me know down below your guys' thoughts on Roelly Winklaar. Do you think he is retired? Do you think he's just taking some time off? When do you think he's going to compete again? We haven't seen him at all this year, and he looks very downsized in some of the most recent photos here on Instagram on his page. So let me know your thoughts down below on all the topics we discussed today. Please also let me know either in the community tab or over on Instagram what topics in conversations and interviews you'd like to see next on the Bodybuilding News Network. Do you want to see more Two Bros, One Pod? Do you want to see more Northern Muscle with co-host Tyler Johnson? Do you want to see the Classic Kings with Justin Badarino, Jared Keys, and Lamar Shaw? Or would you like to see more of the comparison series where we compare different physiques? Or would you like to see some more vlogs? Let me know down below what your guys' thoughts are on what you want to see next. This is your channel and my content is tailored towards you. So ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you have not. Like the video if you enjoyed this style of content. And I'll see you, ladies and gentlemen, in another video.